Okay. All right, so it's February the 12th. Usually I don't do um usually I don't do a do anything on Saturday except for spend my time with my friends and family. But today we have a special guest. Um and I think we'll probably have a couple more guests coming on voice to discuss um, their trading experience with 750R. So 750R is a system, a trading system that is, I guess, I think it's safe to say, always profiting or extracting money from the market and directing that money into people's accounts. And we have a special guest here who started trading. I don't know. Kent, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yep. Here.
We
I
have
started it. I had the portfolio set up in January, 2021. I think it started trading like in like on the 15th, like middle of the month.
uh,
Um.
not July, 2020.
Oh yeah, yeah, right. So yeah, that's the thing. I originally started as a using my personal account, and
Oh
then
yes.
I in the yeah, and then midway, I think around May probably I moved everything into the entity account. So
Okay, so
um.
that's good. Okay, let me just give a bit of an introduction, and then we'll go into some of the experiences you had with the system. Yeah, so it's obviously Ken S is the Discord ID. We'll keep his information private, obviously, and then the system 750R is basically the 750 is the number that came from Donald Trump. So I'm Canadian. I'm based here, born and raised in Canada. I'm Korean Canadian, and I didn't know what to name the system, right? So I named it after the Trump personal taxes. When he claimed his income taxes, he had to pay $750. There's articles all over the internet that said that he paid only $750. So I was kind of inspired by that because that's what most companies should do. They should pay the minimum amount of taxes to the government. You should never overpay your pay in taxes, right? It doesn't make any sense. And then we all know that the government is very lenient and trust. They provide 100% trust in the citizens, assuming that they're going to pay their taxes as long as it's the minimum. So I thought it was fit to call the system 750R, and R obviously or intuitively should stand for retirement, because most funds usually take about 5 years to kind of grow, but so we call the system 750R. So today we have a special guest, Ken S, and he started his account back in a little back in January, and then he transitioned into his account from a personal into an LLC. But yeah, so so let's begin. So Ken S, maybe you can start off by introducing yourself, and then talk about your trading history.
Well, I mean, I'm
Oh wait,
in
wait.
a
First, before we start, have we ever met in person?
not in person.
We never met in person.
Yeah, actually, yeah. So I found this. Actually, you guys actually found me. I don't know. I got a message from Andy Wall Street. One of his messages. You get one of those random messages in Discord, like come join the site and like trade crypto and stuff like that. But he wasn't saying. He was just asking me how am I doing with my option trading. I don't know how he found me, but maybe through I was in the Wall Street Bets Discord or something like that, or
Sure,
Reddit or something like.
sure.
But
Okay.
and then yeah. So um, I did check out the room eventually. there was, there's all the rooms, people just advertising, and and I was looking through it, and I saw a lot of material that I could like learn from. I think you had some free channels or rooms that I was looking through the material, PowerPoints and stuff, and I got interested in it, and I was watching you guys trade too,
Yeah.
and the retirement account, I didn't know initially it was a retirement account, but I saw like the systems back then, the trade what the web view, right, at that time. So I was very interested in how that was set up, um, and I guess it just took off. I mean, the people, there's a lot of people that aren't here anymore, but a lot of them, they were pretty interesting. Learned a lot from them. Um, yeah, my background, I'm a database administrator for a financial yeah, insurance company actually.
Nice.
So and let's see, yeah, it's a good company. I've been there for like 7 years now. Um, and let's see, my training, I've never traded. Well, I didn't trade options as frequently as before.
Well, when did you start? When did
Um,
you start like diving into the world of trading? Like,
oh, stocks.
yeah, stocks. Let's say
Well, I've
stocks.
been
What did you start
since.
with? Did you start
Yeah,
with pennies or did you start off with
oh,
big?
I didn't. I started off with like trading the first company I worked for, just putting money
Yeah.
into that company's
Oh,
stock,
interesting. Yeah. Okay.
and just
Loyalty. That's
it was
good.
just regular stocks, nothing. I did penny stocks. I didn't do that stuff. I'm. I remember when I was in college, people were when the tech bubble, right?
Yeah.
I remember people were going to the computer centers just trading. It was at that time they didn't have phones and stuff, but people would actually just get out of their computer science class and just trade
Yeah.
in the class in the laboratory computer labs.
Okay.
Um, so that got not that it got me interested, but I was like, it kind of like, why are these people like, you know,
Yeah.
in the computer
The
rooms,
herd the
training?
herd influenced you
Like,
and you got you
yes,
curious. So then
yeah.
you put some money into the company that you work for. How did that work out so far?
Worked out well. I mean, he wasn't making a lot of money, but it was like a $20 stock,
Yeah.
maybe to 30. But it was just, it just started me to think, well, I mean, what other companies could I invest in? I had yeah, I did get my 401k through that company too. And I still have it. Um, but it's it's good. I mean,
But
it's
you got to be
it got
clear.
me into.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I did like. The other things I've gotten into was like Motley Fool.
Mm-hmm.
I had a friend who recommended me that their newsletter, IBD, the Investment Business Daily newspaper.
Yeah.
Just with stocks, I wasn't into like options yet until later. Didn't understand options. I think my first option trade, I thought it was a stock. It totally isn't, but I bought 100 options,
Okay.
thought it was a stock, and I pulled out. I mean, it was an expensive lesson to learn, but
What
yeah.
what 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 ticker was
Um,
it?
oh, it doesn't exist anymore. It was a company that deal with like student loans.
And how much
Um,
was 100 contracts?
I know. I remember. I lost 7,000 on that.
Okay.
When I tried to get out, and I actually tried to get out as much as possible.
Yeah.
But I kept some of it and still lost 7,000. But
Okay.
um, it was an expensive mistake. But I was young. Money wasn't important at that time. So
And yeah, you're not the only one. I mean, I can't name anyone who's ever gone into options and never lost money, right?
right.
Okay, well, so you have some
Yeah,
good background in trading. So how what that so what more than 10 years? How is
more
it?
than 10 years. Yeah, I would say definitely like at least 15.
15 years? Okay.
Mainly stocks. Watching, doing stocks. That's was the thing I was. Options. I at that time, I think before I went into these Discord rooms, I always thought they were like something that you use for insurance. You know, you just cover your stocks with it, um, to protect your gains or volatility, or or hedge. Um, but I didn't think of it actually trading options like like a stock, like day trading options. I I didn't know that people are actually making lots of money with it, or losing a lots of money with it.
Right.
But
You don't know, right? So
yeah.
so you have a subscription with you had or have a subscription with Motley Fool. You do
Mm.
some of your research on IBD, and do you right currently, aside from owning that system 750R, do you have a portfolio that you manage using the information?
Yes. I have a 401k, more than one, from different companies.
Yeah, more than one
The
401k.
thing with that is that, you know, the thing is, like, I have most of it in cash. Uh, didn't should have kept the money in like the S&P and stuff 10 years ago or something like that. So I didn't. Um, it's just things happened that I just forgot about it. And
Gotcha.
um, so right now I'm just waiting for the. Well, I have some already in the market, like one third. Waiting for, maybe something happens and I could get back in the market, put back money in the back of the market. I do have like Roth IRAs
Hmm.
um, that I have cash in, and those are just to invest in like blue chip stocks and stuff, very safe companies.
Yeah.
Basically doing like a dividend investment thing. Um, that's kind of from like not Motley Fool, but like there's another guy that I follow on YouTube, um, Pecan or something. He
Pecan.
does dividend. Yeah,
Pecan. Okay.
yeah. He's pretty. Well, so far, I mean, it's been. I think I started buying some of the stocks that he recommended in 2019 or 18, around there. I think. Yeah, I was trading it actually in another country, or trying to get in because the drop.
So
Actually, 2000.
so
Yeah,
can you track? Do you have like a performance of these 401ks and Roths or whatever you're doing? Do you have anything like that to know what?
percentage.
Yeah.
I think I I think some of them. Yeah, I do. I have them somewhere. I think the S. Let's see, the IR. Sorry, the 401k. I think is up from last year. I think at least 24%. But I have like only like less than half percent. Most of it is in cash.
So last year the 401k made 24%, you're saying?
Yeah, I think it was 24% based on like the one third or less than one half in the S&P.
Yeah.
I only have it in the S&P. I just
Oh, it's just
um
an S&P.
or equivalent. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
not one of those. It's just the S&P with the the lowest expense ratio. Um,
Oh, yeah, I've heard of those. And then how's it doing right now?
it's still doing good.
It's up
I mean,
24%?
like no, I mean it's probably dropped down, but I pulled out some small amount.
Oh, you pulled out.
It's a 401k. It's just you just leave it there. Um,
But you pulled it out, right?
I'm not all of it. Most of it's still in the S&P.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not well. If I mean the thing is the way I think of it is if it's going to drop, I have at least like more than 50% cash that I can always slowly pull in. I
Yeah.
mean push, buy more in.
You're waiting
So
for
that's what I'm going to just.
you're waiting for the capital BTFD.
It's not. Yeah, I would say it's going to be has to be a deep and kind of wide dip.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's not something 401ks, because you have to wait next day to actually execute the order. You put it in. I think it's after like 3 or something, or 2 p.m., or whatever time zone you are. You
Okay,
have to
so
adjust.
yeah, so having a small little a short little discussion with you about your approach to the markets. You seems like you have some sort of um, system that you've developed over the past 10 years through these different sources like IBD,
Hmm.
Motley, whatever, and then buy the F and dip, Roth, 401k, and stuff like that. So you have something that you're also
Right.
working in conjunction with the 750R, right?
Yeah, yeah. I do follow another group, but not Discord. But I've been following it for 10 years. There's it's another website. But they're more long-term investments.
Oh, okay. They're
Um,
gonna hold it forever.
well, not forever, but they do swing trades mostly, and they do have options, but I just don't follow their options. They're a little more long-term, 3 months out at least kind of options.
Yeah.
But I don't I haven't followed. I mean, I haven't subscribed lately, so
Okay, so you
I
don't
stick with their
follow.
stocks.
You stick with their stocks, and
Yeah, I just
you're
they
still
give me
actively
alerts.
buying stocks, right?
Yeah, in and out. Yes,
Wow. Okay.
I just follow their alerts, and then they tell me the target, and they tell me the sell,
Yeah.
and it's usually like a two levels, 2 levels for the sell order. Sell half here and sell another one higher or
Gotcha.
lower.
So then they send
That's
out alerts to you, and you can just buy and then sell
right.
when they send alerts through Discord, or is it what?
Yeah, those types of alerts, you find that you need a lot of money to actually. I mean,
Well,
they
yeah,
suggest 10%, but you need to cover the subscription costs, and it's like
yeah,
it with the amount of money I invest, it's not enough. So I
gotcha,
mean, it's good. I mean, at least I get some sort of income, but
gotcha.
I'm investing it somehow. But it's a lot of work. It's it's like another job. It is.
It is,
It's
yeah, for sure. Full time swing trading, any type of like investment is like something where you put your money, park your money in there, and then work your primary job, and then by 5 to 10 years, hopefully you have something to rely on, right? So
right.
you're not going in and out. But then when you step into the world of trading, it's like you can't. It's really hard to do two things at once, like working, have a manager that's micromanaging your hours,
Hmm.
and then
Exactly.
doing your other job or trading to make some money for your family or for yourself.
Yeah, you need a system that you can walk away from, something something you can do routinely. Whether it's just buy in the morning and just sell in the next 3 minutes or something like that, or 6 minutes, if it works for you. You need something like that. You can't. It's not it's possible, but some people can do it. Some people can't. But you eventually, if you have to watch the market all day, it's hard. It's especially when you get all these distractions and you have a family, um, and things happen. You get meetings, like you
Okay.
get emergencies at work.
Yeah.
So
Or what? Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of distractions every day, and you have to be super focused. And then okay, so then from before we go into the next topic, with all your trading that you've done with these groups and services and stuff, do you have like a plan? Like with 750R, we have a plan. It's pretty clear. But do you have a plan when you're gonna that you want to reach sometime with your side trading, where you think you're gonna be, or what kind of returns you're expecting? And how you're managing your taxes and stuff like that.
no, I don't think so. I had like a written down plan.
Yeah,
Um,
reach a million,
it,
reach a million in 2006. No?
reach. I think right now, I mean, I'm not make. It's not like I'm making a lot. Especially with just those subscriptions and stuff.
Yeah, the
Trading.
cost. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's not. It's just extra income, really. Just to pay for things.
yeah,
Um, but it's just like I have a lot of money that's sitting parked in cash.
yeah.
So right now, I'm just like trying to put it into the market or get into like buy stocks that are dividend for dividend investings, and like my 401ks, there's still like more than 50% of it is still in cash, which I want to slowly average down if the market pulls back.
Oh, it's gonna pull back.
Um,
It's gonna pull back.
yeah, I know,
Yeah.
But it's like when's the bottom? That's the thing. So I have to figure out the strategy where I'm gonna buy. How much. Um, it's probably gonna be. I mean, I'm already doing it through just the you're getting a percentage of that. You're taking some of that pay, your salaries, your you know, just the 401k itself. It's putting some money every other. I think for us is every two times a month.
Oh, they
Bi-weekly.
they take some
Yeah.
money out and dump it into some sort of vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
At
Yeah, sounds like
so
sounds like somebody knows how to manage your money. Okay.
yeah. I'm not the best, but it's just this is the stuff I've learned, and it's not like I went to a financial advisor or anything. This is the things I've learned from just reading, asking other people. So
Yeah, sounds like what I used to do too. All right. Well, then yeah, you talked about how you found us um, through Andy, and then somehow the Discord room kind of resonated, especially the 750R. So, how did you um, decide to pull the trigger and dump some cash into the system? Where how did that? What was the thought process into trust? Because there's a lot of scam artists, right? I'm sure you've been scammed a couple of times in your life.
no, I mean, I think I was hesitant too. Everyone, I think at start you don't actually know exactly what the system does, and you're gonna ask questions. And I did ask other people
Yeah,
who the had the system.
yeah.
Um, and there's now people asking me how the system's working and stuff and how things work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like the first thing that interested me was that you were able to short in that system, the algos. And I know people have, I have a friend who played with like the interactive brokers API and stuff. So there they give you this ability to be able to build your own like application to trade and stuff. I've never seen it done. I never seen it done like full complete
Yeah.
with like historical, this long with historical you know performance data. um Never seen anyone done it like that. And yeah, so I just took it. I mean, I
You
just
just took
decided one
you
day
just
this is
took
the
the
best. This is
you just took it. You just decided, screw it. I'm gonna just
I
put
mean,
some money in.
I was thinking, what is the alternative? What you want to? It's almost like a business, right? So you're gonna any I don't know. I don't know if there's a lot of people out here that have done their own set up their own business and stuff. You're gonna have to invest. You're gonna you know you're gonna invest money into a business. You have to buy goods and material and stuff to make it, and sometimes there's a failure, sometimes not. Like um, yeah, it's like I just took it because it just made business sense. Um, you're making money. Obviously, you're gonna draw down a little. That's normal. That's always happens in any kind of business, right? Business you do. You're gonna have customers that are just annoying.
Yeah.
You'll lose money, but in the end, it's basically how much volume, how much you're gonna sell. If it works and people buy it, um, and you'll always recruit your costs
All right.
or initial investment.
So you did some. Did you?
So that's what I was thinking. It was
Oh, sorry. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I was thinking it was like a business. Yeah, I was thinking it when I was looking at this thing. It was like I was interpreting it as like looking at it as a business. If you're just something you're gonna invest and you're gonna get your money back or more,
Right.
um, how much are you gonna lose? What's your alternative? What can you? I mean, is there anything else out there you can do to make as much? You know,
Right.
at that time.
And so you did some due
Bas-
diligence. You went through the numbers. You thought about the risk and reward from the
Mhm.
things that I was communicating with everyone. Right. You took that and then you
Right.
thought about it, and then it resonated with you such that you invested. How much did you invest in the 750R system at the beginning?
Um, Originally it was 50,000. Yeah.
And what's your account right now?
50,000 to start. Well, when I converted to the LLC, I think I put 70,000. So I took some of the gains from the personal account. So now the account is 87 or something.
87,000. Okay, so that's
87 with the unrealized gains. Yeah.
and then we had that transition where you went from personal to LLC, and you haven't really the, you haven't really taken advantage of the LLC yet, right? Because of the
No, I'm actually have an accountant. I had some. I was talking to other people here.
Mhm.
In the room to set up. There's some stuff they have to do with the LLC. So I found an accountant. He told me to do the elect the corporate S thing.
Mhm.
I forgot about that.
Mhm.
Um, so he's doing that. He's working with the IRS, but yeah, it's I haven't got a. He said the accountant said he's supposed to get some sort of letter or something. So I haven't gotten anything. I guess things are just messed up in the government. I don't know how
Yeah,
things
maybe with
go,
the
but I
COVID, yeah.
found a better. Yeah. So yeah, everything. Even there's I was using Zen Business or something. Um, there was something I had to do. Register. Oh no, I had to change the was it the register agent or something? That took forever, and I had to actually pay another 100 or something to expedite it or something. Because I did originally set it up in like, or I purchased it in like March or something, or March or April, and then finally, I think in the end, maybe like October or September, I expedited it. It took forever, but going back, yeah. So yeah, I found an accountant. He's pretty good. I've talked to him. He just called me actually, so
Okay.
he's pretty good actually. I called him. He's busy, but at least he calls you back, and I email him, and he's gonna help me out with the mark-to-market accounting
Okay.
thing. Fill out the forms, yes,
Good. Yeah. So
and
you're getting
I
your
said
license to pay less taxes. That's good.
yes. Yeah, comparing. Yeah, I was looking at the wash sales on my personal account. And I said I was a little afraid this is gonna blow up on me, so
Yeah.
I figured to just get the LLC done with. Um, yeah, so I the accountant he asked for my activity,
Yeah.
the basically the LLC activity for last month, so sent them that. Um,
Okay, that's good. So
but
your account went from 50,000 to 87,000 in about
yes,
1.5 years. You
oh,
transitioned. Sorry.
it topped 89. I saw it.
Yeah, it'll go up and down.
What was it?
100,
Yeah,
100,000 drops down to 90, 90 to 200, 200 to 170. Yeah, it'll go up and down for sure. But yeah, it topped out to 89, and then you started going into the personal. You went from personal to LLC, which makes business sense, right? And
yes,
because we can, and you
totally.
haven't taken the full advantage of it yet, because you're kind of like starting your business, right? You're like maybe one of those type of businesses where you're in a venture and you're still trying to grow, right?
Hmm.
You haven't reached that phase where it just you become like a an outlier where you just take off. So you got everything all set up in case when that happens. And yeah, so when you first signed up with the 750R with me, yeah, how was it when you first signed up with me and you chatted with me? Was I able to, like, what was it? Did it sound like I knew, or like I don't know exactly what kind of question I'm asking here. Like, I still can't understand and fathom how you find you jump into random rooms and then you go, okay, I'm gonna put 50,000 in here and see how it goes, and and pull the trigger and you take that risk. Like, maybe describe the first day that you you talked to me when you signed up.
Um, I signed up. Well, I mean, I didn't see any red flags. I know I've not that I've been scammed before. It's just that I know how to. I guess I deal with customer service when I was younger. A lot of customer service work, so scammers and stuff. I'm familiar with the kind of strategies and ways of kind of try to leverage you to get your money.
Okay.
But I I didn't see any red flags, and it makes sense. You're it's the money is basically in your account. You're just attaching your your software, your algos onto the account. You have the server, but it's a dedicated server that you provide, which is fine. But you really, and I give you the password, but there's no really way to like take the money or anything.
Oh,
Or not that I know of, but
yeah.
it's pretty safe. I don't see any. I thought about it and think of it every way that could, and I just don't see the reason why you would provide such a. I mean, you make money through a system that you already own. Why would you like scam people for it? I mean, scam more money out of people when you can make your own money and
Exactly.
not even bother helping people.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense.
So the reason like there was actually somebody asked me that question directly. Why am I helping people? And it's like when when you make when you go, I don't know, like when you when you're younger and you the way that you mentioned before, you lost 7,000, and it's just you have time to make up that 7,000. But in the long term of things, you want to make more in the future, right? And one way to make more in the
Yeah.
future is you want to scale. So like for me, the 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 opportunity, I guess the internet Discord gave me the opportunity, working with great people provided me an opportunity to scale such that I can grow, make more money by doing less amount of work. So basically you did your due diligence, you went through a series of if then statements to say, okay, this can't be a scammer. And then you invested in the system with 50,000. Now it's at 87. So during that time from 50,000 to 87, how is your, because there's a lot of people who are just, they think that they override the system and they close positions. They don't even own the system. They don't even know how it works. I'm the only one who knows how it works, but later on we'll be teaching people. But when you started with 50,000 and you started in July, I think you started in January, the personal, and you built a cushion. Most people start at 52 ikas, whatever, or late. You got into the system, and how was the drawdowns, and what were you thinking? Like, what's some of the things that you were,
Drawdowns.
what were the goods
Well,
and bad things about it?
I think I was one of the lucky ones. So my drawdown for I think it was like maybe the first few months in 2001 was like maybe 500. Went as low as 500. Um, that was it. I mean, I would talk to other people and they've been in I guess negative, I guess, most of the year until like December.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think it's definitely January is a very important month. You want to get the portfolio started, set up, and the outgoes before the start of January.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, when it started and you're losing money, I guess it depends like how much money you have. Is this your life savings or this is like you're just borrowing a loan?
Yeah, that's true too.
Taking a HELOC or something. For me, I guess it was a little risky kind of
Mm-hmm.
sword drawdown, but it's like you have to just take faith in it. I mean, you lose money in the 401k. I mean, yeah, you get drawdowns in 401k too as well. So I mean, you probably have more money in the
What
401k
was the largest
than
401k drawdown that you experienced? Like
um
dollar amount. Let's just say dollar amount.
dollar amount.
Yeah.
The things if the thing is, that that .com, is it .com or no, that was the housing bubble.
Yeah.
I pulled out all my money out of the 401k
Okay.
before the housing bubble. I knew that was going to happen, and I was doing it over the phone.
Yeah.
Um, Over the phone. I remember at work, I was in Wall Street. Not well, I mean, I worked at Wall Street, but worked near Wall Street. But I pulled everything out, and I thought, and I was look. I can only imagine how much could have lost in my 401k.
Okay. What would that number be?
I would think it probably like at least 70, at least 50%, but I'm thinking like 70, 80%.
In a 401k.
Yeah, it would be possible.
Holy cow.
I mean, it ride all the way to 666.
Yeah. And
But I mean, I should have been the smart one. I remember everyone was afraid in that in the at workplace I was in.
yeah.
No one wanted to put their money in. People were just like diving in, buying some Goldman Sachs at like I don't know, like $30 or something like that. I was actually afraid, and that's the reason why I have more than 50% in cash in my 401k, because should have thought of, oh, I should have just dumped my money into the 401k at like S&P 666. Who what what could have hurt? How bad could it be? All your money would be worthless anyway. So I was like,
But yeah, obviously, if somebody's losing money, somebody has to be making money, right? It just doesn't
yeah,
go like to the garbage can, right? It doesn't. Where does that money go, right? It doesn't go. Um, it doesn't disappear. It has to go somewhere. If someone's losing money, somebody else has to be making money, right? Okay, that's pretty
yeah,
interesting. So you got so you the 401k at its worst can go down to 50%, and that's a pretty big drawdown in a retirement account, which probably 50% drawdown would mean you got to hold that thing for like a good 10 years just to kind of make it up. By that time, if anyone's like 50, you're probably like 60, 70 years old, and you just starting to go green. Okay,
yeah,
so then the drawdowns, you got lucky with 750R and 80, and then you're now at 87s and peaked at 89. You've been with me for about a year and a half, a little bit more than a year and a half. So what can you maybe describe your experience? Was it satisfactory, and like how much real work have you been putting into? Have you ever, yeah, like what's your experience so far?
well, um, pretty good. I mean, it is a system. It's running on Windows. It has bugs. I mean, there's some things that you have to watch for, like Windows updates, and um was it like it happened, like it stalled, like the system would just stall.
Yeah.
So you have to reboot the server or whatnot. Um, what else? Like getting out of like the Tesla before. I had an issue with trying to close the account,
Yeah.
cover the position,
Yeah.
and I had to some reason it was giving me an error, like the quantity not invalid or something. So I just had to log off, use my mobile app, and just close the position. That was the only way to get out of that. But everything's been. I mean, it's stress free. That's the thing. You don't have to worry much about it. You can just watch it going up and up, and you can do your own. If you want, you can do your option trading. Follow the market if you want, if that's what you want to do, or even just paper trade it if that's something that you like doing.
Hmm.
Just just to keep you from doing stupid things,
Yeah.
I guess. Um, but it's been very stress free. I mean, that's the thing I like about it. I don't have to worry about too much about it. Whether watching the tickets, the stock tickets, or the prices of the stocks constantly. Uh, It's that. It's that. Yeah. It feels great that you have some system that's protecting you.
And then
Right.
yeah, so then I discussed the plan with your account, and I do that with everybody else's account. So when you start off with 50,000, and we let's just assume the system is going to work, right? Even to this
Yep.
point right now, you might even think that the system might not work, right? I don't know. Do you think the system could work in the next 5 years?
I mean,
We just need to make an
I would
assumption.
say I've been through a whole year, 1 year, and I haven't seen any. So I only had a year's experience, but I'm pretty confident in the system. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be like a swan event, a black swan event, but that's it happens. Things
Well,
happen,
how many
and
market
I
crashes
don't
have
think
we gone through so far together? I think we've gone through a couple of pretty nasty crashes.
um just 2000. I think for us, right?
Trump.
I've been to the last other two, the '08 and the 2000,
Oh, no, that's not
2021.
with me though.
Oh, sorry, 2000. No, not with you.
And then,
Yeah, I've been through
but did you have a
those.
401k during the COVID crash?
Yeah,
Did that draw
I
down?
actually put.
Or you bought the dip or something? You were in cash, or
I bought the dip.
you bought the dip?
I bought the dip.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're like a dipper. You're really good at
Yeah,
buying
by
the
the
dips.
dipper. I'm. I mean, before I even had the wolf wave indicator, kind of could see the yeah, you could see the problems. You could see the problems ahead of time. Global problems, the pandemic. Yeah, I was in this room and we were like, I remember some of the messages we're getting. Like someone was getting someone actually got intercepted a message from some healthcare person or a nurse or something in the Discord, and it was saying that this virus, they have to wear a hazmat suit and stuff. And I remember the news articles from China, like they closed down the whole city that's probably bigger than like Manhattan or something
Hmm.
during the Chinese New Year holidays. That was nuts. Things like that don't happen. So
But your 750R
um
system was running during that time, right?
no, actually it was before. I mean
Oh,
afterwards.
after.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were training. Yeah, I remember we were just training options at that time.
Okay, so
But then,
after the COVID crash, then you signed up for 750R.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yes.
So you haven't been through all the crazy crashes with the system. So your system's up, and you're pretty confident. So let's just assume in the next so we got because no one's gonna live forever, right? We have to just be honest. We're still most
Right.
people here with me are relatively young, but we're you know we're not gonna live forever. So assuming that the
Yeah.
system is going to work, right, and you have a plan for that I discussed with you from 50,000, and I guess I don't know what's your long. When do you plan on? Are you gonna plan? What's your time frame on this with 750R? Are you gonna be here for 5 years, or close it out next year? What's your thought process on
No,
that
no.
in terms of time?
I'm thinking. I mean, this is going to be long term. I want the system to actually help my kids. Pay them for college and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and my wife's not working. She's just you know, a housewife right now. So it's
Nothing
like
wrong with
it
that.
helps with the extra income.
Yep.
And yep. And yeah, and eventually I actually want to help out my friends. There's a high school friend I had. We know each other for a long time. I'm trying to convince him to join to the system. But right now I'm just showing him the system, how it's working.
Yeah, it's always easier to
Just letting
get
him know.
somebody in when it's a 52-week high. When it's at a 50 near 52-week low, it's pretty tough to convince them, right? But
Yes,
you're
that's in human nature. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it's just
I have like because I'm the one who's trying to get people in it, and when I look at the numbers, a lot of people start coming in at 52-week highs, and I'm like, I hate it when I have to start a system at a 52-week high, right? Because that's
mm.
the time where it could pull back and make a 52-week low. But okay, that's cool that you're
uh,
also introducing your friend to the system as well. I didn't know that.
yeah. Eventually, oh well. This it hasn't been I haven't done the taxes yet, so.
Mm.
Once I get that done, I'll try to convince, do more convincing, or maybe get my relatives. Um, so that's something in the future I can look forward to. I mean, to just help my relatives set up, or my friend, if that's what they want. But I have to convince them by showing the the proof.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
like because it's not it's like it's not popular. You don't know. There's no information about it in the public. How do you?
Right.
It's
And
I showed that Mark Dice video where he's giving away 1 ounce of gold coin, Canadian coin, on the streets, and nobody wanted to buy it, take it for free. It's one of those type of dilemmas. Just giving out, making people money, and they don't want it, which is fine.
yeah, I'm sure. People are like that. It's just
I think we need
people
people
are
like
just worried
that for the market to move higher, right?
the
Um,
market.
yeah, well, there has to be a winner and a loser. You're gonna have to. There's gonna You have to have that type of balance in order for the market to be the way it is, be transient in nature.
Mhm.
So your future value with 50,000, and then after you pay all your taxes, I have it calculated here at a 45 because you have an LLC, and depending on how you spend your money, you could be. I have it here around 45% net. So after 5 years, when your account or if your account, so when I say when your account reaches $320,000, it means that you really believe in the system is going to work. If I start the sentence, if it reaches $320,000, that means you're still every single day, every single week, you're like a skeptic, and you're always you might be on the verge of closing the account completely.
I don't think so. I'm far away from that. I'm pretty convinced the system works. Um, I looked. I'm a programmer myself, so I've looked at your algos.
Yeah,
So I not that I understand it completely, but I at least I at least I'm using the algos to trade and stuff, and
sweet.
I haven't seen a better not the better system, but it's just I haven't seen anything complete like this. So and well done.
So when your account reaches $320,000 by let's say that's 22, let's say that's 21, 22, 23, 24, 20, 20 around the end of 20, the beginning of 2026, what are you gonna what's your what do you think is the what's your thoughts on that?
Oh, you mean the money or
Well,
uh?
performance and account growth.
I'll be very happy with it.
Have you ever
Yeah,
made
extremely happy.
Have you ever made $270,000 in the market in 5 years?
No,
Okay.
definitely not. More,
Okay.
yeah, definitely not.
So if I can do
I've
that,
not lost that much, but either.
yeah, you definitely don't want to lose that much. Um, so if it's able to do that in 5 years, 270,000, and you've done pretty much nothing really, like maybe close a couple positions once a month, or maybe
Mhm.
once 5 times, 3 times a year. I don't know. Then yeah, then I guess this is going to be something that you have a record of, right? And then I guess you'll approach your family and friends, and then show them uh, what
Yep.
5 years looks like after you've tried to convince them 5 years before. So
Yeah, that's how it's gonna be probably.
yeah, and
Yeah. I'm at least I'm gonna treat my friend. I'm gonna try to convince him. Take him to a nice restaurant.
yeah, and
Um,
expense it.
yeah, that's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it. Exactly. Okay, well, that's and yeah, I mean that actually the return gross is actually your account will probably go through a gross experience of 709,000 over the 5 years, but a lot of that goes to taxes and my expense. But net is yeah, around, and this is still conservative, 320,000, which is a net profit of 270,000 using a 50,000 investment. Not bad.
Yeah, it's definitely a better investment. I mean, I've been actually trimming out the not the principal, but the extra principal you pay on your mortgage,
Mm-hmm.
just to put, and I also trimmed out the amount of money that I've contributed to my company's 401k.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just to put it into the 750R.
Mm.
It just makes total sense. I'm sure there's people. I wouldn't like put all your money in there. It's like you should have a rainy days fund. Um, but you should put as much as you can. That's what I recommend.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like I mean for a 5 year plan, you need to figure out where you want to be in the next 5 years, like where you're going to be, because think about what the worst case scenario would be, which after 5 years, it'd be obviously losing your initial investment of 50,000, which is a lot, right? But
Right.
after, but let's say that doesn't happen, and you're looking at a more realistic scenario. How much money are you gonna have in 5 years, and where are you gonna be in 5 years? So 5 years later, you're gonna, based on the model that I have, in the system that I have, you're gonna have an extra $270,000 um, in your account, and then if you don't have a system working your money, then you're either going to be you're probably going to have either, I've seen some people just have zero profit after 5 years because they kind of break even and have all the losses that they incurred after big wins, or maybe they'll
Hmm.
be maybe half of that, which is still not bad, making 140,000, 135,000, which is after 5 years. But then long term wise, once you grow this over and over again, like you can start pulling money out of the account after 5 years. But if you have like maybe, I think because now it goes into an exponential phase where you can't really contribute. So after like 7 years, the exponential phase goes here. Like it starts right around 2.5. So then it goes nuts.
Okay.
So you just for 2 more years, then you're at 673,000, and still growing, which is pretty amazing. But yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Before we end today's session, did you have any? And feel free for people who are listening if you have any other questions, any questions you want to ask. But for you, Ken, did you have anything else that you want to share? I mean, that's a lot you share. You shared that you've started to introduce the system to your friends and family, but they need numbers, right? So they'll be a lot older before they start. And then you shared that people are also asking you about the performance of the system. You shared a lot of information, and was there anything else that you'd want to? Anything else that you want to share?
This, I have to say, there's a lot. Yeah, there's gonna be. Even my mom's skeptical too. So it just. I guess they never
What did
ran
your
into
mom
systems
say?
like
What
this.
did your mom say? What did you tell your mom
She
first of
didn't
all?
believe it. She,
What did you tell your mom?
well, I told her that I have with help have a system that's the computer's training for me, just to keep it simple.
Yeah.
Um, and and yeah, I think she didn't believe like how much money you can make on it.
Yeah.
And I just told her how much I put into it and stuff.
Yeah.
And I just most of it was just convincing her that I'm not gonna lose money, mainly. And it's not like another like scam or some sort of thing you get like hooked into.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I've told her how much I made this year between the two, from the personal and the LLC. Um, and yeah, I mean it's like okay. Now and then she's telling me
Take it out.
maybe should
Take it out.
suggest it to my yeah, it's just doing the system, getting my brother to join the system or something like that. But I told her, I'll wait. Let me do the accounting stuff first, and
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes, how smooth it is. Um,
Yeah, actually,
but
I have like a lot of experience with my LLC, and it actually helps significantly. Like you can't see it because you're constantly spending, right? You have to
right,
spend. The government doesn't like you're either an employee or you're either like a corporation or an LLC. That's the government looks at
right,
you at two different ways of taxing you, as someone who takes risk and somebody who doesn't take risk. Even though an employee could have the risk that the employee has is losing their job, but
right.
yeah, in terms of taxes, that's already compensated for those who take the LLC route, but at the same time, you have to spend money, and hopefully, you spend There's a lot of gray areas in the spending part of the LLC, like your mortgage can be written off as a business expense. Cell phones. I was just looking at a new cell phone, the new Note 22. I was like, oh, I sure
Right.
want to expense this, and then
Yeah, business equipment,
business
right?
equipment, yeah, and then fine dining for business, uh, business class flights, right? Why is it called? Why is there like you have to ask yourself why is there like economy class, business class, and first class, right? It's really you're either rich or you're poor, but they have these classes, these sects that you have to kind of pay extra money for, or you know, like why is
Yeah,
it
that's
called
how the
business class?
airlines make more money. That's the thing. I think the economy just pays for the fuel, just like the Titanic, like that kind of thing. It's how they make their extra money. That's the airlines.
Okay, well, yeah. So then your mom is now kind of oh, we got
She's
she's now a
she's
believer.
fine, she's not like worried. As long as I don't worry her
Yeah.
that I'm like going to like some crazy scheme or something, I don't know. That's fine.
Okay. So she's a believer so far. Just slowly,
Yeah,
slowly
I
put
guess
in
less
something.
skeptical, I have to say.
We have some questions here. Let me just see if any of these questions relate to something that you can answer. Okay, so is it in TradeStation? It's on. So it's the KO Trading asking whether it's in TradeStation or on a server. So you want to answer that?
It's basically a hosted server. You can access through the cloud. You can RTP it. Well, not RTP it, but use the trading view. It's the same software to log in, and you can access it. He'll give you control access, so you can play with the mouse and stuff to control the. So the desktop app is also installed. The TradeStation application is installed on the server.
Yeah.
So that's how yeah, you want a hosted solution. You don't want to run this desktop software on on your personal machine at home when power can go out and all that stuff. There's all kinds of things
Windows. Windows is
that
my
can screw you up.
Windows is my biggest problem.
Yeah, you can turn off the Windows update, don't you? Or
They
maybe
can
you don't have Windows
they force
Server.
it. They force it sometimes.
Oh,
They'll
okay.
override it. They hit the for the minor updates. You can put it on meter mode. Um,
Okay.
that's what I have it on. But then once in a while, if it's like a serious critical update, they override everything. They have like a kill switch that can. Um,
I remember Windows Server. They you can prevent that because it's more you know not the regular desktop Windows, but the standard. But the server, people can't have the thing reboot in the middle of like a business day or something like that. But
Sundays, I think Sundays they can do whatever they want.
how did you fund the account? Cash? You have to actually move. You have to create a business banking account. Set up the what's it? You have to set up the company first, then go to the bank, tell the bank what you're doing. Basically, set up the business bank, and then you move the cash between your personal to business,
Okay,
and then
yeah.
you have to set up the a business or entity account with TradeStation.
Yeah, it's
Um,
all through TradeStation. Everything's through TradeStation.
yeah.
So then we got another question. How long are you planning to stay? So yeah, this is for you, Ken. Is your name really Ken?
Um, people call me
Okay.
Ken. Uh,
How long are you planning to stay in the 750R? Yeah. What? I think we tried to ask
um,
you that. What was your plan?
I mean, I don't see any reason right now to get off the system. And even if I sign something better, I'll still stay with the system.
Are you making the
Um,
most right now through the system, or are you doing other? Is there other?
I think so.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so, right? No,
yeah,
okay. And,
yeah. My dividends investment portfolio is not that. No, it's not that big. It's just I'm just doing it just because it was. This is before. I think it was in 2019 or something like that.
yeah.
Um, I did it before, and it's. I mean, it made money. I bought the dip on those like 3M and what else is in there? UL. What's that company? It's like P&G in Europe. Procter and Gamble in Europe.
Okay.
Just dividends. Um, dividend investing. How
So
to get
yeah, to
funding?
answer Chris's question, he's gonna be around until his account reaches $1 million because I think after $1 million, the first world problem is do you?
Yes.
I'll tell you what I have because lots of people ask me this question. Like once your account reaches $1 million and you know that the system generates 45 to 35% net per year on average, it's like okay, your account reaches $1 million and you got something that's pulling in 35%, 45% per year. That's that's net. That's $350,000 per year you're making. And
Yeah.
I tell some people say, well, what do you do, Roger? Do you just let it grow, or when can I take money out? And I said, well, if you it's up to you. Like it's under what you want to do. Like what do you want to do when you have $1 million? Are you comfortable with $350,000 every year and keeping the balance of your account static at 1 million, or do you want to grow it from 1 million to 2 million and then keep it static at 2 million, collect 600,000 every year, right? And I have a person who put in like $1 million, and she wants to see it to 20 million. She's I'm not touching it to 20 million. I said, what? Like, okay. So that's a first world problem. I don't, that's something that is going to be a different answer for different people when you reach.
Yeah, it definitely will open up more opportunities. You can look into other things.
Yeah.
Once you have that much money, but it depends what you want to do. Really, at least you can do it.
And then taxes becomes a problem. And actually, one of my other clients opened up a vodka distillery, so he can, but when he buys drinks for all his friends, he can just expense it off his business. There's lots of you have to spend more money in order to bring the taxes down.
Yeah.
And then hire people, stimulate the economy by creating jobs, and then hand over the tax burden to the employee, not to yourself, right? Or buy a gas station if gas stations exist. And then the next question is, how did you fund account? So I will be around for the next 10 and 15 years, but I will be just probably traveling, making sure that I'm on airplanes with Wi-Fi so I can manage the account while I'm in the transit to the tropical destinations. That's exactly what I want to do. But I'll be around as long as everyone's like alive and healthy, and I'm alive and healthy. I'll be around for 10 or 15 years, and after 10 or 15 years, yeah, geez, I don't know.
Yeah, you should worry about more of your health.
Yeah.
I mean, not Roger. Your own health.
Everyone's health. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's not through TradeStation. And okay, yeah. So thank you, Ken. I think that's all the questions for today. And yeah, thank you, Ken, for sharing. I mean, coming on Voice and sharing your 750R experience. I wanted to do this for everyone because I can tell that people are some people, not all. Like, there's a lot of OGs that have made a lot of profit, but there's people who just started like at the 52 week highs, and they're probably a little bit uncomfortable and thinking that they can beat the system, which is normal. I also do that too, but it was great to have you on Voice to share your experience because I think it's very valuable. And so far, we didn't rehearse this. This is all freestyle. Nothing was scripted.
Yep.
And we've never met ever. I don't know what you look like. You don't know what I look like. It's pretty amazing. And yeah, to the point where you have a solid track record now, and you're in your kind of like 1.5, 1 year. You're 1 year into the 750R, I guess, because you did that little LLC, personal to LLC. So yeah, maybe after year 3 or year 4, because this is recorded, we'll have you on again, and your account should be at around
yeah
152.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to ask any questions, you're free to ask.
Yeah, there are actually some people who asked about the taxes. So yeah, if you want to ask Ken S about the accounting, feel free. I think he's.
Yeah, there's a bunch of YouTube videos. There's one I recommend. I was watching one last night, and it was there was a Canadian trader out there, day trader, who was doing a dual kind of like interview with another
Was that the Humble Trader?
big YouTube person. Yeah, the Humble Trader with that.
She lives around here somewhere. She
lives
around me somewhere. I'm trying to find her.
Oh, really?
I'm going to all the places to find her. Yeah.
Just email her, I guess.
No, I don't need to. I'm fine. I'm gonna go out. I'll find. I'm pretty sure I'll run into her randomly at a bubble tea place. I say, "Are you the Humble Trader? How much money are you really making?" Yeah, so thank you very much for your time, and I hope everybody can learn a lot from Ken's experience with the 750R system. He says he's going to stay around for the next 5 or 10 years. He's quite happy with the system. He's up about 37,000, and he's pretty much done absolutely nothing except for, I don't know, making sure that his family's happy and he's happy. All right. Thank you very much for your time.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.